Hey, this is Mickey from Millennium Shoes. We here right now with the LeBron 11 King's Pride. Long anticipated first drop's always the most special. Let's check it out. First thing to note, the box has changed. As with all LeBrons, we have a new box silhouette. I'm really liking the design on this one. As you can see, you have a diagonal split, black and red. Got the LJ crown in red and on black here. As well on this side of the box, you have LeBron, black over red. On the other side, black with the red. Got the swoosh, and got your thumb pull out right there. Now before we get into the shoe, one of the things to note, the paper is unbranded like some of the other LeBron shoes we have seen. They were branded. It's just clean, plain white paper. Now to move on to the shoe, very different from what we've seen with the last 4 LeBron shoes. Now starting off right here, let's start with the outsole. As you can see, we have Arctic green going throughout, hit of that carbon, parachute gold on this hyperposit panel, hit of that load-in above it, and then more of that parachute gold on the hyperposit going from the mid all the way to the forefoot. Quick shot of the swoosh, black with the Arctic green outline. As you go above, you can see hyperfuse heat bonded material going right throughout. Flywire red with the black going into the eyelets. As you can see that creeping up throughout. Quick shot of that lining, very floral and island-esque, but we'll get into that a little bit more. Move up to the toe. As you can see, you have another one of that hyperposit paneling along with the load-in and black above that. Thick black rope laces over top of a black mesh, leading you up to the tongue where you have the LJ crown in black, bordered in Arctic green around it. And actually, when you look at it quite closely, this kind of resembles the Decepticon logo. It's just something I picked up right now. Going above that, got that load-in, got the red tab where you have an X with a 1, which makes sense for 11. Quick shot here for you. As you can see, more hyperposit paneling, flywire branding. You got the carbon, an exaggerated swoosh as we've seen with most of the LeBrons of late, going from the forefoot right into the toe, all in black. Again, you got that low profile Arctic green midsole. Quick shot for you here on the lining. I'm really enjoying this. It kind of gives it a nice island paradise kind of look. A lot of it reminds me of the LeBron James championship hat that came out a few weeks back. Kind of has that same thing that you saw on the crown of the hat. In any event, I think that's real clean. Red insole on the footbed with the LeBron branded right there. Quick shot for you of the sole. As you can see, heavy traction in this Arctic green. Hits of red running throughout. Seems like shattered glass right alongside this plate of carbon. Got the LeBron James logo. More of that pattern of the green. And then here's your Zoom Air and the red right there. Now, let's get to dissecting this a little bit. Now, one of the things I'm noticing with this shoe that's been different from 10, 9, 8, and 7 is obviously the absence of Max Air. And well, in the 9, of course, you didn't have Max Air, but you did have Air nonetheless. And that shoe, I believe, or those shoes, I should say, kind of seem to give more of a 90s aesthetic with the sneaker, kind of giving you back to that look, which is something LeBron wanted. I think with this shoe, removing all that air and putting Zoom Air in its place, being very low profile on the midsole, kind of gives you the essence of the early 2000s sneakers, and I think you're seeing that transitional shift. When you look at shoes that came out in 2000, they kind of had this low profile to it. There's a lot of posit influence here. Obviously, you can see with the hyperposit paneling, and I think that comes off very clearly here. Now, could you say that this is going to be a change in direction for LeBron's to go forward? That remains to be seen. One thing you can say is that maybe this is more similar to a true performance basketball shoe rather than what we may have seen in 10, 9, 8, and 7. Not to say that they didn't perform superbly, because they were great shoes and provide a lot of good cushioning, especially for something you would see with big men, but I think this is kind of true to form for a guard because it is more low profile, offering you more probably agility and quickness in your performance. So overall, I gotta say, very clean shoe. Liking what LeBron did, different directional take on this one than what we've seen in the past. But however, I think it's refreshing. When you do 4 shoes that all kind of borrow a similar aesthetic and style, it's time to switch things up a bit and kind of go in a new direction. So gotta say, kudos to Nike and the LeBron team. This is definitely beautiful. This is Mickey from Millennium Shoes. Thanks for tuning in. We out.